we continue to monitor the situation around KZN. The N3 toll route has reopened after several trucks were burnt there. eNCA senior reporter Siphamandla Goge is on that highway to give us an update. Sipa, I see there behind you, obviously not the type of scenes that we saw yesterday.
Indeed, well, traffic is flowing on the N3 after almost 24 hours of the most strategic trade route was blocked and closed. Now it's flowing. Bongamkiza is showing you these trucks that have been stuck for almost 24 hours when the highway was closed due to the ongoing protest under hashtag shutdown KZN, whereby supporters of former President Jacob Zuma are demanding his release from prison as he's serving a 15-month jail sentence. They've started a campaign, hashtag free Jacob Zuma. So the traffic is flowing now. Trucks are still en route here, but I can tell you that there is a sense of fear, confusion and uncertainty. I've been able to speak to some of the drivers that have been passing here, basically asking, how they feel, and you get a sense that some people are still scared. They don't know what's happening. They are saying the freeway is operational for now. That is the operative word, for now. They don't know what will happen, because the way these sporadic protests happen, you would find that the organizers of such, they will have what they call a night shift team. At night, this is where that is when it picks up. You will have people burning tires, blockading roads with stones and woods, and then they will be throwing stones at those cars that are passing by. So it's really confusing and scary for most of the drivers here. They are saying during the day it's relatively okay, but the danger and the threat is heightened at night. This freeway is very strategic because it connects KwaZulu-Natal, the Free State and Gauteng, but most of the trucks that were charged were going to inland provinces and beyond borders of South Africa, carrying goods and carrying cars. We saw those luxury cars there being set alight. So it's been a chaotic situation. They call it economic sabotage. It's not for the first time that trucks are torched on the N3, but the organizers of these protests have been very strategic because they've blockaded the N3 and the N2. Those are key main freeways in KwaZulu-Natal for goods that are being transported via trucks. And also, if you look at strategic economic areas that have been affected by these protests, you can see that there seems to be a pattern of well-coordinated efforts to basically sabotage the economy of the province and the country during these protests. Yes, there are those who are genuinely calling for the former president to be released. Their campaign is legit within the parameters of the law. However, there are criminal elements that have hijacked this campaign, which is fast spreading across KwaZulu-Natal and other provinces.
Now, Siphamandla, tomorrow is another big day in this entire case or this entire story. We go back to the Constitutional Court to hear whether or not they will actually grant the former president, what he has asked for. So are you hearing anyone on the ground saying that they're going to intensify these protests leading up to tomorrow?
Tomorrow they call it's a national shutdown. They are saying at the time that the justices of the Constitutional Court will be sitting hearing that application by former President Jacob Zuma to rescind their judgment, what will be happening is that there will be a national shutdown. So we are hearing reports and getting reports that those who are organizing this protest will be shutting down at least KwaZulu-Natal, and they are hoping that other parts of the country will be on shutdown, because they say they will be sustaining and intensifying their campaign here up until their demand is acceded to. As to how will that happen, the only way that can happen is through the Constitutional Court rescinding that judgment. But other than that, there is nothing that can be done. The former president is incarcerated, he's serving his time in jail, and I doubt that there will be a situation in South Africa whereby courts can bow to public pressure, because if if that is the case, no one will ever be arrested in South Africa. But not to say that the former president does not have a legal recourse. His legal team is basically exercising his rights there by going to the Court. It's up to the Court justices based on the argument that is put forward by the legal team of the former president. As for this chaos and anarchy that is playing itself out in South Africa, it's really up to law enforcement agencies to ensure that they deal with those criminal elements. Not to say there are no genuine concerns by supporters of former President Jacob Zuma. If they are aggrieved with what is happening, they have a constitutional right to protest peacefully. So, and some of them have been doing that, but there are criminal elements that have hijacked this. And the question really goes to law enforcement agencies to say these protests have been planned, the information has been shared publicly. Most people were aware of what was going to happen. Even when it started on Thursday, that is last week Thursday, it started very slowly and it picked up, on Friday, Saturday, and we are on Sunday now. It seems as if law enforcement agencies have been found wanting in this case because they seem to be chasing shadows. They would go and put out fires in one place only for fires to flare up again in another place. So they are running in circles when it comes to these protests. Apart from what General Pegicele told my colleague Dasen Tathia, I think on Friday, if I'm not mistaken, whereby 13 people were arrested, it seems as if there are not too many arrests that have been made to deal with this anarchy and this economic sabotage.